Yahweh, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
My name is Yakanan Maccabeus.
And this is Mikael.
I'm Daniela.
This is Zebulon.
And today's lesson is spiritual warfare, terrestrial spirits, demons, and judging angels. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through this Bible and we're going to show you spiritual warfare in this Bible. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring out the famous verse, as you very well may know, the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And it reads,
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And what we're going to do is we're going to go through this Bible, and we're going to give you the truth of this Bible and show you the spiritual warfare that's going on and that it actually does exist according to this Bible. And what I'd like to bring out next is we're going to give you the proper understanding and how we get the understanding of this Bible. So what we're going to do now is we're going to read the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 10.
Okay, Isaiah chapter 28, verse 10.
Read.
For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
So we read this to show you that we're going to go line upon line, here a little and there a little. That means we're going to go a little bit in the Old Testament. We're going to go a little bit in the New Testament. We're going to go a little bit in the Apocrypha, and then we're going to bring it all together as a whole so you get the proper understanding of spiritual warfare in this Bible. Now what we're going to do right now is we're going to go through and we're going to hopefully, Lord willing, give you the proper understanding, plant the seed, and let him water.
That's right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to read now the book of Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 through 12. The book of Ephesians chapter 6, 10 through 12.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verses 10 through 12, and it reads, Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual all wickedness in high places. Wow.
So what we got to do is basically we got to put on the whole armor of the Lord, and we got to beware of what's going on spiritually around us so that we're not tempted by the wiles of the devil.
That's right.
And we got to let it be known that it's spiritual warfare that's going on around us in high places. This thing to set us up for the spiritual warfare that's going on around us.
And Con, this isn't, we're talking about the principalities and powers. It's not talking about Donald Trump, President Putin, or Kim Jong-un. This is talking about rulers of the dark world, the rulers of the unseen. And I want to bring out some definitions from the Bible, Zondervan Bible Dictionary, to expound more on it. Principalities. The definition is, this is the second definition for principalities. Order of powerful angels and demons.
And right now, we dealing with spiritual warfare every day. We wrestling against our own flesh, not to commit sin, you know, and not to walk in iniquities. And right now, a lot of people is doing that. You know, we're coming out of this world, we realizing who we are, we're waking up to the truth that the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and those who are scattered to the four corners of the world are the true Israelites,
That's
God's
right.
chosen people.
That's right.
And the word of the Most High is breaking these strongholds that's been holding our people back for so long, keeping us in lies and keeping us in sin. We're coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Thanks to the Most High, bringing this Holy Spirit up in combat.
I also want to touch on the fact that it says to put on the whole armor of God. Well, what is the armor of God? The armor of God is this word.
That's right.
When you put this on and you start living by this, then that's you putting on the armor of God. It shields you from the sins.
And let's go down and keep on reading down, starting at verse 13. Continue.
Verse 13. Alright, so we're in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 13. It says, Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth,
That's right.
and having on the breastplate of righteousness. Wow, that's right.
Keep
Keep
on
reading.
going. Yes.
All right. And your feet showed with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
That's right.
Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
Con.
Keep reading.
Yes, verse 7.
And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God.
That's right.
Exactly what I was trying to say.
And we know that Yahushua means the salvation of Yahweh, so Yahushua should be your head.
That's right.
We want to give a shalom to our brother Azariah.
Shalom. We got next.
Next, we're going to go to expound on more Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
That's right.
For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
So this is talking about when the Most High divided the nations, the families of the earth, that he divided them according to the bounds of the children of Israel. This is the Masoretic text, but we're going to go into the Greek Septuagint, which is predates the Masoretic text by over 1,000 years. It's a reason a little bit different, and it's going to give us a little bit more edification of what's going on during this place, because we know that the Most High divided the nations in Genesis 11, which was hundreds of years before Jacob was born, before Israel was a nation. So we're going to read Deuteronomy 32:8 from the Greek Septuagint to get more edification on this. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided the nations, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the nations according to the number of the angels of God. And his people Jacob became the portion of the Lord. Israel was the line of his inheritance. So the Most High divided the nations. He assigned, or angels was assigned to each different nation to rule over the nations. So this is the principalities, the rulers of the dark world that's controlling it. Not who we see like Kim Jong-un, Donald Trump, not them people. Let's talk about
Vladimir Putin.
Let's talk about the unseen thing. Where angels that's operating in the spiritual dimensions that we cannot see and comprehend. To expound on that more, we're going to bring a text from the Apocrypha.
The book of Sirach, chapter 17, verse 7. The book of Sirach, chapter 17, verse 7. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion.
That's right.
Whom being his firstborn, he nourisheth with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, doth not forsake him.
So that's another witness that the Most High has set rulers over every nation. But Israel belongs to his, so it's a blessing to be an Israelite.
That's right.
And Khan, that was it? It's Sirach 17:17.
Yes.
Yeah, you said 7.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So these are no mortal
Just helping you
rulers.
guys out.
So this was no mortal ruler that died after 20, 40, or 50 years. But now these are rulers that are still living today and operating on the left-hand side.
Behind the scenes, so to speak.
Now we're going to bring a New Testament witness from Yahushua's mouth himself, which is Matthew chapter 20, verse 25.
The book of Matthew, chapter 20, verse 25. But Yahushua called them unto him and said, Ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them.
So when you see the word prince in the Bible, with the Hebrew word is shar, it means ruler. So it's not always a physical man being, but he's talking about from the terrestrial being realm. The rulers that are exercising dominion over the Gentiles. because we know what's said in Sirach and in the Torah that Israel belongs to the Lord.
That's right.
So when you're celebrating these pagan holidays like Samhain, which you know is Halloween, you're honoring the gods of the Irish people, or Saturnalia, which you know is Christmas, you're honoring the gods of the Romans.
That's right.
Or Christianity, that's a Roman god you're honoring, you're not honoring Yahweh.
Or if you celebrate Mother's Day, you're giving worship to Diana, and so on and so forth. It's all paganism that you're caught up in. And your Christian churches have failed to put differences between the clean and the unclean, the holy and the unholy. Therefore, that being the main conduit of Satan himself, giving power to these principalities instead of giving power to your power, the Most High Yahweh.
Yeah, read that one more time, Matthew 20:25. This is deep.
The book of Matthew, chapter 20, verse 25. But Yahushua called them unto him and said, Ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them.
So that's why you need your armor of God to protect you and shield you from these from being under the authority of these demons and terrestrial spirits, which is knowing the word of the Most High and living by it. This is your armor of God.
That's right. And if you're studying, you already know better than to give worship to these other gods. The Most High said, "Thou shalt put no other god before me, for He is a jealous God." Yeah, go ahead.
Or starting at verse 1.
Starting at 1.
Yes.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 1. In the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar. And the thing was true, but the time appointed was long. And he understood the thing, and had understanding of the vision.
Salakia, so this starts place when the Persian Empire where they was ruling, and this was the 3rd year of King Cyrus. He was the king of Persia. Keep going.
In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning the 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant bread, neither came flesh, nor wine in my mouth, neither did I anoint myself at all, till 3 whole weeks were fulfilled.
So Daniel's mourning and fasting for 3 weeks. Why is that?
4. And in the 24th day of the 1st month, as I was by the side of the great river, which is Hiddekel, this is 5. Then I lift up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of fast. How you say that? Vasphus? Number 5.
Go ahead, don't struggle.
Yeah.
Ufaz, right?
Ufaz, okay. And
So so Daniel one day is by the river Hiddekel, which is another name for the Tigris River in Babylon, and certain angelic being approaches him.
His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass.
What color?
Polished brass.
I thought angels were white.
No, they're polished brass. And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. And I... You want to go?
Oh, come on, keep going.
Okay. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Therefore I was left alone, and saw this great vision, and there remaining no strength in me, for my comeliness was turned into corruption, and I retained no strength. Yet heard I the voice of his words, and when I heard the voice of his words, then was I in a deep sleep of my face, and my face towards the ground.
So this is a powerful experience that Daniel's going through, where he saw earthquakes, angelic being, and it just took the strength right out of him. Plus he was fasting too for 3 weeks also.
And behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knees, and upon the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, for unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken these words unto me, I stood trembling.
Con. So it took 3 weeks of Daniel praying and fasting to get his prayers answered. Let's look at 1 Thessalonians 5:17 real quick.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 17. The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 17. Pray without ceasing.
What did it say?
Pray without ceasing.
So ceasing means continually. We've got to continually be in prayer, have our spiritual life in order, because there's a lot of spiritual barriers that the messengers of the Most High have to break to get to our prayers. So we've got to be patient and wait on the Most High to answer our prayers, because you don't know what's going on in the spiritual realm that's holding the Most High's messengers back from getting to our prayers.
That's right.
That's right.
And also, let's pull out Proverbs 28:9 also.
What was that one that we just read?
What they pray about.
First Thessalonians.
So it's important to be covered yourself with the armor of God, because there's a lot of things going on in the spiritual realm that's out of our controls.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 9.
Yes.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination. And that's why it's very, very important that you listen to these laws. I mean, we bringing out stuff that your pastor has not brought out, because it's a spiritual warfare, and they involved with that, but they involved on the other side because they're not rebuking you. They let you continue in your sinful way. And it's a spiritual war for your soul. Not only that, but you battle against your flesh, against different things too as well. And these principles in high places, they put in these demons in your mind to make you commit wicked acts. So it's very, very important that you keep these laws, so the Most High does hear your prayers, so that you can continue in your prayer and He hears them, and rebuke these demons from around you and keep them from around you. Because He's a higher power than these demons that surround you at times.
That's right. I mean, so if you refuse to hear the law or receive and reproof or correction, you're not covered by the armor of God.
That's right.
That's part of your armor of God, receiving reproof and correction. You should welcome it.
You want to go back to Daniel?
Yeah, back to Daniel 10.
Daniel chapter 10:13. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia.
Alright, Salakio. So the angelic being that talked to Daniel said that the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood him. So would that be King Cyrus then? I was able to hold back an angel of the Most High then? Or is it talking about something bigger and deeper than that? It's talking about the principality, the angels of the angel of the kingdom of Persia that held him back. Not King Cyrus' army. Prove that. Let's go to 2 Kings chapter 19.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 19, 32 to 35.
That's Lockheed. Now the backdrop of this is around the time of King Hezekiah. He was threatened by the king of Assyria at the time, the most powerful military at the time. They held Jerusalem at siege, and Hezekiah didn't have the manpower or the army to repel them back. So he went to the Most High in prayer and asked the Most High to help and intercede on his behalf to relieve him of the problem of the king of Assyria. So we're going to find out what happened.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 19, verse 32 to 35. Therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning the king of Assyria, he shall not come into this city, nor shoot an arrow there. nor come before it with shield, nor cast a bank against it.
This is the Most High speaking.
By the way that he came, by the same shall he return, and shall not come into this city, saith the Lord. For I will defend this city to save it for mine own sake, and for my servant David's sake.
All right, so what happens? Pay attention, this is the key part.
Verse 35. And it came to pass that night that the angel of the Lord went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses.
So did you see that? So one angel went out and smote 185,000 soldiers in an instant. So how could the king of Persia or a mortal man hold back an angel of the Most High? One angel in this instance smote over almost 200,000 soldiers. So back to Daniel 10. So this is talking about terrestrial spirit, the angel of Persia that held back the message of the Most High for 21 days. Because the Persian army gonna be able to hold it back an angel for 21 seconds and we don't even know when it's coming either.
That's right.
And that's one thing about NASA too. They ain't trying to fly to the moon or Mars. No, they're trying to stop the Most High from coming back in his angel. That's how wicked and foolish they are. Trying to spot because they don't want Esau doesn't want his kingdom to end.
Mm-hmm. And they get billions of dollars to do that too.
That's right.
Billions. Daniel chapter 10, verse 15. And when he had spoken such words unto me, I set my face towards the ground, and I became dumb. And behold, one like the similitude of the sons of men touched my lips. Then I opened my mouth and spake, and said unto him that stood before me, O my Lord, by the vision my sorrows are turned upon me, and I have retained no strength. For how can the servant of this my Lord talk with this my Lord? For as for me, straightway therefore remain no strength in me, neither is there breath left in me. Then there came again and touched me one like the appearance of a man, and he strengthened me. And he said, O man, greatly beloved, fear not, peace be unto thee. Be strong, ye be strong. And when he had spoken unto me, I was strengthened and said, Let my Lord speak, for thou hast strengthened me. Then said he, Knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come.
Salakia. So he says he's going to return and fight with the prince of Persia. So let's talk about the terrestrial spirit of Persia. And he said, lo, forth gone, the prince of Greece shall come after that. We know that around the time of King Cyrus was around 5. We know they sent the Jews back to and freed the Jews back to Jerusalem around 539 BC. And Alexander the Great conquered the world around 332 BC. So this is 200 years later when the Greek Empire rose up. But this ain't talking about the Greek Empire, it's talking about the terrestrial spirit of Greece that he had to go wrestle with also, along with the Persians. That's why it's so important to have a strong relationship with the Most High, because he's constantly fighting for us on our behalf behind the scenes, which we don't see and realize.
That's right.
21. But I will show thee that which is note in the scriptures of truth, and there is none that holdeth me in these things, but Michael your prince.
Read Daniel chapter 12 verse 1 for me also.
12 verse 1.
Yes.
Daniel.
Yeah, why is this shows the significance of Michael, the angel Michael who went to Israel.
Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble.
Salakia. So this also shows that prince means angels. Means angel or ruler, terrestrial ruler also, because Michael's an angel, calls him the great prince. So it's not talking about a mortal man. It's deeper than that.
The great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Wait, everyone has what?
That shall be found written in the book.
It's talking about the book of life, so that's why it's important to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and have faith in Yahweh, so you can be written in the book of life.
That's right.
Because if you're not, then Michael at that time, when it's time to stand up for Israel, he can't help you. Next, we're going to go to Romans chapter 8, verse 37-39. Oh, Salaki. 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 11. This is another instance.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 6, verse 11. Therefore, the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing, and he called his servants and said unto them, Will you not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, None, my lord, O king, but Elisha the prophet that is in Israel telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber.
So this is around the time of Elisha, another example of spiritual warfare, and the king of Assyria was wondering how Israel was predicting their steps, their advances before they could make them. It was because Elijah, through the Most High, was giving the king the intelligence. He was like an intelligence agent for the king of Israel, letting the king of Israel know the moves of Assyria before they made them.
Verse 13, and he said, Go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, Behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host. And they came by night and compassed the city about. And when
so they found out where Elijah was staying, and so they went around by night to surprise him and surround the city so he couldn't escape, and try to trap him in so they could go in there and get him out.
In verse 14, therefore sent he to the horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do?
So he woke up in the morning, he opened the curtains to see the sunshine, he saw a host of army out there surrounding him. And the servant probably wet himself like, what the hell's going on?
Verse 16, and he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than that, are more than they, Salakia, that be with them.
Wait. So he said, they that are with us are more than they that be with them. That doesn't make sense at all.
Verse 17, and Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
So Elisha asked the Most High to give him the spiritual eyes, so he could see in the spiritual realm. He was able to see the angels and chariots and the Most High that had the Syrian army surrounding. They was ready to get it in. They had his back.
And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha said unto them, This is not the way, neither is this the city, follow me. And I will bring you to the man whom ye seek. But he led them to Samaria. And it came to pass, when they were come into Samaria, that Elisha said, Lord, open the eyes of these men that they may see. And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw, and behold, they were in the midst of Samaria.
So Elijah had the armor of God, and the armor of God prevailed. So we just want to bring that example to show that there's angels, good and bad angels, spirits, and demons on the spiritual realm, which we cannot see with our mortal eyes. That's constantly fighting every day. So the spiritual warfare that Ephesians 6 is real. That's why it's important. We can't say that to cover yourself with the armor of God so that we can overcome this spiritual warfare and be vindicated by the Most High.
That's right.
So next we'll go to Romans chapter 8.
The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 37 through 39. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us.
That's right.
For I am persuaded that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in Yahushua our Lord.
That's deep. So verse 38 says, neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come shall separate us from the love of the Most High. So there's a lot of, so it's more than just people on the physical dimension that's holding us back, but it's angels, principalities, and spirits that's trying to hold us back from the Most High also.
That's right.
But the love of the Most High will prevail if we trust Him and keep His commandments and have faith in Yahushua.
And you got to stay strong in the Lord. You got to contend for this faith. You know, and you got to stay prayed up as we previously showed you, so that these type of principalities don't affect your life. If you doubt the Lord, then you allowing these demons to come in. But you got to have your faith in the Lord. And you got to show Him that you love Him through these laws, statutes, commandments, so that He keep you within His midst.
That's right. 2 Corinthians chapter 4.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3 and 4. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
So what's the gospel? Gospel, the whole book from Genesis to Revelation. Keeping the Sabbath on Saturday. Not eating unclean. So you gotta stay away from pig meat, pork, shrimp, and lobster, not getting tattoos on your body.
That's right.
Gospel that Christ came for Israel.
That's right.
And the other nations going into captivity.
That's right.
That's the true God, that Yahushua was a black man according to the Bible.
That's right.
Read that again, verse 3.
But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them.
We're not taking heed to these scriptures. It's because the gods of this world, not the Most High God, but the gods of this world on the left-hand side, is blinding you from receiving the scriptures, receiving this correction when the Israelite tries to help you and show you the right way.
That's right.
So are you going to follow the Most High God or these principalities and demons and spirits? Who are you going to follow?
It's up to you to choose. It's up to you whether you're going to let these demons come into your house and celebrate these holidays and all these wicked holidays under these false gods and let them enter into your house, which bring a spirit of worldliness and materialism all through your household. Or it's up to you whether you're going to follow the teachings of the Most High and you're going to keep His holy days and keep yourself holy by doing so. It's a commandment for us to do these things and pass them throughout our generations instead of taking on these demonic holidays and passing them and passing them down to your children. Because all you're doing is cycling the judgment. The Most High's judgment is like unto a ring. So it's going to come back to them. He's going to visit the iniquity of our fathers upon the children. So it's up to us to teach them why that we can, so that they're not affected by these wicked principalities of the world.
That's right. So Christmas is coming. Are we going to hang the Christmas tree in your house and try to please your wife and kids? Or are you going to follow the Most High and not bring that out of the wind to your house?
Are you going to put a menorah up and celebrate the days of Hanukkah, the Feast of Dedication, the Festival of Lights? It's up to you. The choice is yours.
Y'all like that Christmas tree or menorah. What are you going to do about it?
It's just that simple. It ain't even hard to do. You teaching your kids to wear a Santa Claus hat? Or are you going to teach them to wear the fringe upon the border of their garment with the ribbon of blue? It's up to you. It ain't even hard.
I gotta come back to the true gospel.
Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments instead of spoiling your children through these gifts.
Let's bring out Ephesians 5:11.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
In the Bible makes it clear, have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
That's right. And if you read Leviticus 17:19, it says, thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon them. And if you don't rebuke your neighbor, you hateth your brother in your heart.
Let me bring out Psalms 119, 104 real quick.
Bring it out.
Psalms 119, verse 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. So when you have the armor of God, you're going to hate every false way.
That's right.
So you're going to be covered by the armor of God, or you're going to be covered by the armor of these principalities and rulers of darkness. I'll bring out 2nd Ezra.
Go ahead, bring it over.
All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 13. Second Ezra 14, verse 13. Now therefore set thy house in order and reprove thy people.
That's right.
Comfort such of them as be in trouble. And now renounce corruption.
That's right. And we got to renounce the corruption of this world. The Most High has commanded you to be separate.
Yeah, if you're a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, you belong to the Most High, it said. Israel belongs to the Most High, so it's a blessing to be an Israelite.
That's right.
And we need to honor the Most High by learning these scriptures.
And learning and going back and refining our culture. Because you commanded to pass these things down throughout your generations. Ain't no better teacher of yourself but yourselves. Go back to this Bible. This is the study guide right here. This is your basic instructions before leaving Earth. It goes hand in hand with your life. The Most High said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I shall punish you. Now you're going to have the gifts or you're going to have the curse. The choice is yours.
And Salakia, following these principalities of this world has been hell for our people. I mean, America has one of the worst principalities in the world. I mean, there's more people in prison in America than any country in the world, even more than Russia or China.
33,000 people die from gunshot wounds each year. Each year in this country. More than any other modern country. Following behind the principalities. Because you won't love your brother like you love yourself. Because you won't show Most High that you love him by keeping these commandments. And that's selfish. That's self-hate. You're gonna kill your other brother because they black or Hispanic and they're in a rival gang over a color. That's foolishness. That's you following the principalities of these world. It's time to wake up, Israel.
It's a shame it's legal for cops to gun us down also.
That's right. And that's the reason why they allowed to do these things to us. Because we're not keeping these law, statutes, commandments, and the Most High is allowing them to do this to us. It's one of the curses. We are for prey and none saith deliver.
What else? America's the most uses more drugs than any other country in the world. Whether it's legal prescription drugs or street drugs like heroin, crack, or these dangerous K2 drugs.
You ever saw witchcraft?
America's the biggest alcoholics in the world. Probably the worst education in the world. I mean, so the American way doesn't work for you, Israel. We're a joke, exactly. What country are you from?
El Salvador.
El Salvador. And America's a joke. America's a laughing stock. It's American nightmare, not American dream here.
That's right. Well, that dream is our nightmare. Because as long as we in this state, they gonna rule over top of us. As long as we killing each other, they gonna rule over top of us. Because we doing exactly what they want us to do. They want us to bang over blue and red. They want us to bang over black and brown.
That's right.
And we brothers. And then there's some of y'all that want to further cause divides amongst us and say blacks and Hispanics is not the same people. That's stupidity. We all going through the same thing. We all being put back together, becoming the same stick. Look around, you go to any city and look at the projects and look around you and see who's there. Where the immigrants is coming to and where are they getting housing at. So you in a state of foolishness if you don't see that Judah and Ephraim is being oppressed together, taken as captives.
And it's sad there's a divide between men and women also, between the so-called black men and the so-called black women. A lot of our people are swirling, thinking that the grass is greener, messing with the other, mingling with the other races.
But what you doing is committing treason. You're giving Esau babies.
Right.
Like you doing better over there. You ain't doing better. The Most High calls you an adulterous woman, adulterous man.
Yeah, we should be building each other up instead of tearing each other down. We love the other nations more than ourselves, which is a damn shame.
That's right.
Let me read this Ephesians 6:12 again. You can't read it enough. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So sometimes we gotta fast and along with praying to get these demons out of ourselves so we can love the Most High.
That's right.
That's why Daniel had to fast for 3 weeks, because the demons and angels was blocking the Most High's messengers from getting to him. So there's a lot of things that's going on behind the scenes that we cannot see in these fleshly bodies.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He was cleansing himself.
Detox, right? That's why it's important to keep the Day of Atonement. We should be thank the Most High that He appointed the Day of Atonement for us to get our minds and bodies in order.
Yup, and that we all cleansed each other as a people. You gotta think, on that day, everybody feels the same way you feel on that day. They going through the same spiritual cleansing that you going through to atone for their sin.
I mean, just us getting together is building up our spiritual power right here.
That's right.
Because we can relate to each other. You can't relate, someone in the world can't understand what you're going through as a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
You try to keep the commandments and live righteous. They won't get us. That's why we need to. That's why the Bible says not to forsake the fellowship of each other, whatever.
That's right.
Or not to forsake the assembly, Slakia. We'll go to 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 3. Yeah, hold that, Isaiah. Yes, 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse. Where you got a Zebulon? Yeah, bring it out. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 3.
Yeah, go ahead. Bring it out strong.
6 and 3, you might see it.
Yeah. Just the 3?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
the
verse
first
3.
Do you not know that we shall judge angels?
Wait, we should do what?
Do you not know that we shall judge angels?
I thought all angels were perfect and righteous.
How much more things that pertain to this life?
Read verse 4 also.
If then you have judgments concerning things pertaining in this life, do you appoint those who are least
esteemed by the church to judge.
So it says that we're going to be judging angels at the end, so angels are going to be going into judgment also then.
That's right.
So this is serious. For all the hell they put our people through, of course we want to judge them and put them in the lake of fire. So also we're going to bring out Isaiah 24:21 also to expound on that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth.
I'll go ahead to 23, going to finish it.
Verse 23, or verse 22. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when the Lord of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before his ancients gloriously.
Cause so the Most High knows all the hell that these spirits and angels are putting us through, where they cause us to go off. Cause it's hard to go a day without sinning. You might see a girl in a skimpy outfit, like, hey, when that's somebody else's wife, or you might have thoughts or temptations, or you might have to rob a bank to feed your people. So the Most High knows that what these spirits are putting us through, and the Most High is going to punish them for putting us through this.
That's right. It's angels telling these women that it's all right to dress immodestly, when the Most High says, adorn yourself in modest apparel, and where a demon coming into their head and telling them, girl, go ahead and flaunt it.
Or even the demons that have our family members to be rebellious against us too, they got to pay for that.
Or a demon coming into our men and telling them to be whoremongers instead of turning our women into wives.
That's right. So it's more than just the white man causing all these problems. It's deeper than that.
That's right.
It's these spirits and principalities.
That's right. And we gotta wake up, and we gotta want to live righteously. You gotta want to do it. If you're living in lust, you're allowing these demons to come into you. That's why you gotta go back to these law, statutes, commandments, so that you do put on the full armor of the Lord. There ain't no other way but the righteous way. It's a million ways to do the wrong thing. It's only one way to do the right thing.
I think I want to bring on Matthew 7:14 real quick.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 14. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life.
Crooked is the gate.
And straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life. And few there be that find it.
So there's a lot of gates out there, but only the narrow gate's going to get you in there.
Let me read the 15 there.
Okay.
Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. You shall know them by their fruits.
You should know them by their what?
You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes, or thorns, or figs, or thistles? So, if you go to church, and this is how you should be able to tell the ravening wolf. If you go to church, and they give you Sunday worship, and they celebrate these holidays in their church, that's how you know by their fruits, because their fruits is off. Yeah, you might be going to church, and you might have went there for a good feel-good session, got a little exercise, and they done said God is good and all that, and they might have confessed God is good with their lips, but it's a vain worship.
That's right.
That's just what it is. It's a vain worship, because they're not giving you the holiness of the Lord. If they're having harvest treats, Halloween parties in the church, that's all. If they celebrate Easter with a false god and have bunnies with fertility eggs, that's all.
That's right. And that brings me to what he just said. It brings us to Ephesians 5:6.
Bring it out.
It says, let no man deceive you with vain words. For because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience.
That's right.
And that's of disobeying, the word of God, the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Yeah, they're possessed by demons. They're not. They haven't hid the laws of the Most High in their hearts. Keeping this minister bring out vain words.
If they in the front of the church dancing around, convulsing, speaking in tongues, that's all. That's glossolalia. That ain't the true tongue. When people spoke tongues in the book of Acts, people understood their tongues. They were speaking the language in the countries that they came from. That's how they was giving utterance. They wasn't giving utterance when they speaking some whatever the hell they were saying. That's all.
Yeah, the demon possessed.
That's just what it is.
Or even the Book of Mormon, which we tore apart last week. Joseph Smith had to be demon possessed to put a book like that together.
Man, worry that I'm gonna throw it again. No, don't worry about it. Just playing. I think one thing will fly too.
Because we know the Bible says, "Do not add or diminish from the word."
That's right. That brings us to, you want to do Ephesians 5:11 or?
Go ahead, bring it up again.
Ephesians, this is Ephesians chapter 5:11. I think that was one of our next ones to expand on here.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
That's right.
But rather reprove them.
That's right.
Alright? So, that brings us to that. What do you guys got to expand on that one?
Okay, Matthew 5:14, I believe it is.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid.
So who's the light of the world?
Ye are the light of the world.
This is the Lord that's walking in the law, statutes, and commandments. We're the light of the world.
That's right.
A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and giveth it light unto all that are in the house.
Wait, but I'm talking on camera. I'm shy. Read that again.
Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and in it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
So that's the command that you gotta let your light shine. You can't be.
I was gonna read it, hold on.
Okay.
Verse 16. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
God.
That's right. You know that's a great verse because it opens you to go and be the best you. You know, fear kills anything that you want to become. You know, fear is like your worst enemy.
That's right.
And it also fear is a spiritual thing, right? Would you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a spiritual warfare in itself, having fear to become the best you. We're taught, you know, to always think negative. Why is that? In our communities, we're always taught to see the negative in everything.
Glorify the negative.
To glorify the negative, you know? And so, with that verse right there, that just demolishes that. You gotta be the light.
That's right.
You gotta show your true talents. Show who you are and what you can become, and don't be afraid of that. That's right.
And let me
Hold up, let me bring up the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 46. I will speak of thy testimonies also before kings, and I will not be ashamed.
That's right. Good. Read that again.
I will speak of thy testimonies also before kings, and I will not be ashamed.
That's right. There you go.
Let me bring out 2 Timothy 1:7.
That just put us all in thought, man. We just we got really quiet. We were all just thinking like,
Yes,
soak
because
it
Spirit of
in.
the Most High, you should be proud and love to read
Yeah,
the word.
that's
out and
right.
share with us.
That's right.
This is too good to keep to yourselves. This is 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For the Most High have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind.
That's right.
So fear is not of the Most High.
Nope.
That's right. Be strong in the Lord and the power of his might.
Wow. That's powerful. That should free a lot of Israel right there.
That's right.
There's a lot of us that got so much talent, but we're afraid. We're afraid to make that investment in the new business that we need, you know, that we want. We're afraid to take our talents to the next level. You know, we're afraid of what's we're unaware of what's gonna happen, so we're afraid of that too.
And we need to utilize our times as much as we can for the Most High.
We gotta break that. That's a chain. That's a spiritual warfare right there. That fear.
And we
It's not
gotta
even
be-
of God.
Slack it. And we gotta be that part of the body that we can, so that we can awaken our people.
I mean, doesn't Philippians 4 say, I can do all things through Yahweh Shai, who strengthens me?
That's
Strength,
right.
Yep, through Christ who strengthens.
So we got to claim that.
Yep. That's right.
You got another passage you're bringing out?
No, I was just. No, we brought it out already.
Oh, you guys did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's close it out then.
Good.
All right.
Great.
As you know, we want to give once again all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High Yahweh, and the name of His Son Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Yeah. We like to shout out to Brother Azariah, Sister Natora LeComte, Brother Uriel Ben Judah, Yazar Adara, Edot Graham, Brother Ham Yah, the nice Judah.
That's
Shalom,
right.
yeah, I mean,
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, yeah, I mean, we love y'all. And we like to say, stay in tune with Rise of Chosen Truth Beyond the Surface Temple. And if y'all got any questions and you see us on the page, feel free to ask. If you got any questions about any of the posts, feel free to ask. We got more learning tools as videos on Brother Mikael's page, Mikael7 on YouTube.
Let me give a big shout out to the YouTube family too for holding it down. I appreciate your
That's
comments, the subscribers, and your support.
That's right.
So shout out to the Shalom to the YouTube fam.
And we appreciate the haters too, because we must be doing something right because you hating on us.
Yeah.
Straight like
I
that.
love you haters.
We ain't nobody special, we just the vessel of the Lord. You know what I mean? We're gonna do the work. And we don't really care what you got to say, because we're going to cry loud and spare not continuously.
That's right.
We're going to do this without ceasing.
The endlessly wonderful special.
Yeah. So, we should be going on Truth It in the Morning, probably on November 25th. So keep an ear out, and we'll keep you posted on that. And with that, we want to say shalom.
Shalom.
Kum Yasharala!
Kum Yasharala!